Welcome back to a slightly premature Corona Zero post-show. It is what it is because that southwest buster has blown through the lineup here in Ballito. Although a warm subtropical day, we do have that strong southwester. It was forecast according to Surfline, and well, we're going to have a premature, as we mentioned, post-show. We're going to pull the handbrake on things. It's a late morning. Good morning from Ballito in South Africa. Gig Cilliers alongside Emma Smith. We went through a controversial heat there. Welcome back to the studio, Greg Emsley, former championship tour surfer. You were out and about having a look at that last heat. Tell us a little bit from the field.
Yeah, it got tricky. You saw that wind come up. I was watching a bit of the surfing, listening to you guys as well. And that wind came up. I actually thought those little left-handers started giving more opportunity, into the wind. They were a bit cleaner on the face. It got tricky out there. Good call to call it off. That wind just getting a little bit southerly and tricky out there.
Greg, I told the story during the heat call. Emma and I were on call for that heat. And I mentioned the story of Occy versus Tom Curran at Newcastle back in the mid-80s, and it was an exact same situation where the heat was set, the heat started, Occy knew the buster was coming and he sneaked out two waves and the lineup tore apart. Curran was left wanting in that, and it was almost a similar story there. 5-3-3 for Sophia Medina early on, and then we just went into a pattern where there were hardly any scores coming, and even Erin Brooks, with all her talent going into the wind, we thought perhaps she can get a left and find a solution to that heat, and it's a huge news, and obviously it makes sense. We'll just go on hold. Let's go down and hear from the winner of that last heat. Lots from the beach to talk about.
Minami, that was such a clutch heat win in the last couple of seconds of the heat. Well done on getting through that round.
Thank you.
I know English is not your first language, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to answer in Japanese, but give us a rundown of how that heat went for you.
本当に最初全然スコアができなくて、最後やっとプライオリティを持って残り3分ぐらいでチャンスをつかめて、その波できっちり2発決めれて6点出せたので良かったです。
Well done, and we really look forward to seeing you in competition again once it gets underway. And stoked, big win, big names there. Back to you guys in the post-show.
Well, good result for our young Japanese surfer. She'll be advancing, but the big news, we've lost Erin Brooks. And that's a whole story for this morning. We've lost a couple of big hitters in the field this morning, round of 32, chopping it in half. And our first talking point, guys, is we lost Macy Callahan in the second heat of the morning.
Macy did battle. She struggled in this lineup. Didn't really get going. I watched that heat live. She just didn't arrive today in competition, and just battled with the rhythm of the ocean. Decent on that way, but even her body language, she just didn't look the part this morning.
Well, someone that did look the part was Vahine Fierro. She really got the job done, surfing very, making that transition from Chopu. Here's the other shock discussion here. We have lost Erin Brooks in the Ballito Pro. She tried to salvage the heat, couple of snaps there at the end, but she left her wanting a mid-range 5 for the requirements. So, and then the other one, of course, we lost Alessa Spencer a little early on in the draw. So 4 heats, and wow, we're just going to pull that handbrake here at the Ballito Pro. We're just going to let that southwest buster run through the lineup. And of course, Surfline predicting this wind, predicting it coming up the coast. And, well, this will bring some more swell as well, Greg.
It's going to bring more swell. You think about the 4 heats today, strategy, a bit of luck coming into it. Surfers at advanced today will go, okay, well, I'm on a bit of form, but a little bit of luck's with me as well. And maybe going into the next couple of days, they're going to take that with them and go, well, I'm meant to be here, because it was a tricky morning, but there were opportunities. Tomorrow, I think we're going to see some great surf.
Well, it wasn't all doom and gloom. A standout heat did take place with Sierra Kerr, Ellie Harrison, Tiana Hinkle, and Alessa Spencer. And we mentioned again, we lost Alessa Spencer in this one. But Sierra Kerr did a lot of things right here, Emma.
She did. And, she didn't actually start very strong, but when she needed that score, I think it was actually on the 1 turn, she managed to get some innovation. But, yeah, Ellie, I think, got an 8-point ride in this heat.
Greg, I'm feeling, it wasn't all, as we said, wasn't all doom and gloom. We've got a couple of good performances, still some reasonable scores coming out of the heat. So we made this the pick of the morning's draw. Heat number 3 is our pick heat, and Sierra Kerr, as I say, getting that advance as well.
Yeah, we saw Sierra with a couple of really strong turns. Of course, Ellie got that one a little bit up off the point and got on the right side of the crease of that wave and really managed to get into a rhythm with those turns, getting that excellent ride and a late charge from Alyssa Spencer. I thought possibly she's going to get close. It was a very big, clean turn at the end, but not quite enough.
Well, Sierra Kerr, strong management, lets the tail go. Current world junior champion, making the trip to South Africa. We did speak also about her at the J-Bay speciality event. So Josh and Sierra, they'll be around for another day of competition. But big news, we've lost Macy Callahan, we've lost Alyssa Spencer, and we've lost Erin Brooks. Of course, this is stop 3 on the Challenger Series. There's still the US Open, there's still Portugal, there's still Brazil. So looking forward to seeing how to, and we're going to have a whole new change of shape on perhaps at the top of the Challenger Series rankings if someone can get a breakthrough number here in Ballito.
Yeah, well, this is the time. If you're low on the rankings, you see what's happened and you take your opportunities. Now's the time to attack. Let me attack this leaderboard.
Yeah, opportunity, perhaps, as we mentioned in that top 10 picture on the Challenger Series, perhaps an opportunity for Vahine Fierro, about to be minted an Olympian. We picked out her performance this morning. This is the opportunity here in Ballito for her to climb those rankings. She come here ranked 7th, Greg, and well, perhaps she'll be leaving Ballito a lot higher because she looked very comfortable in the lineup.
15-point heat total, 2 strong scores in the 7s. You talk about Olympics. This is the last major event before Olympics. You look at her role. She's just come off the win in Tahiti, and for me, she's the pick for the gold at Olympics. You see the way she rides, Chopu, her focus through the barrel is just untouchable. So she's going to really find good momentum out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that Southwest Buster through the lineup here. We've just pulled the handbrake. But as we mentioned, it's exactly what Surfline forecast, guys. And with the Southwester here on the east coast of South Africa, always a lift and swell. So looking good for the future days ahead of our waiting period.
I can't wait to see her. There's a lot going on, as we've mentioned, down in the deep south. There's a couple of swells. I'm going to look forward to tomorrow morning, light winds, little offshore, low tide. I think we could be in for a little bit of treat and into the weekend as well.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow morning for a 7 a.m. call here in South Africa. That wind will blow through the night, and what it will do as well is it'll resculpture some of the sandbar as well. We are expecting a lift, so stay tuned. We're looking forward to tomorrow morning. We trust that you've enjoyed the show as well. Is it too early for a Corona, Sarah?
5 o'clock somewhere.
Well, we'll figure that out. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. All the best from South Africa, and we'll leave you with the highlights of Day 3 of the Ballito Pro.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.